We're at CSX's Bedford Park facility, where about 22 trains loaded with some 1,300 containers move daily on the equivalent of 26 miles of track. So this is a big facility. It is privately funded by CSX, and it highlights the fact that the freight railroads actually already maintain their own infrastructure on track to collectively spend $26 billion this year. That said, if President-elect Trump does actually come through on his plans, his proposal to drum up $1 trillion in infrastructure spending, this sector could still benefit. So take this area. This is the Chicago area. It is the rail capital of the country in general. You've got all the major freight railroads that connect here, and they do so alongside Amtrak and the commuter lines in the area. This area has been a big pain point in terms of congestion in recent years, as you have trains sitting at intersections for hours. So if you see more public-private partnerships throughout this region, that could actually mean smoother transitions, thus boosting operating efficiency. But actually, the biggest boon for the freight railroads could be actually moving the building materials themselves, everything from steel to lumber to sand to gravel, etc. That could potentially increase volumes and do so at a time when the rails have struggled amid a very weak freight environment. So analysts say the domestic carriers, specifically Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, and CSX, could be the biggest benefactors in terms of that scenario. Now, factor in a possible lower corporate tax code and possible energy deregulation, and this is the reason why you're seeing those three stocks and the broader transportation average in general trading at fresh 52-week plus highs over the past week. But all of that being said, this is still very speculative. We're still in very early stages. And of course, there's also the looming potential risk of changes to trade. If the new administration does come in and does take a more protectionist stance, that could have ripple effects throughout the North American supply chain. That's something we'll be talking about a little bit more later on this morning.